Hey everyone. Today, we're going to get into something that sounds complicated but is actually super simple and incredibly important. We're talking about the straight line between the information you create every day and how smart or, well, how dumb your AI tools can be. Let's just dive right in.
Okay, think about this for a second. You open your phone's photo app, right? And boom, there it is. A perfectly curated album from that vacation you took a few years back. It's got all the right people, the best sites, all grouped together. It feels a little like magic, doesn't it? But how on earth does it know?
Well, you guessed it. It's not magic. Not even close. Your phone doesn't know a thing. It's just incredibly good at spotting patterns in your data. You know, the timestamps on the photos, the GPS locations, the faces it recognizes. But what happens when that data is a mess? That's when the magic completely falls apart. And that really brings us to the main idea for today. I want you to think of it like this. AI runs on data the exact same way a car runs on fuel. You put clean, premium fuel in the tank, you get a powerful, smooth ride. But if you fill it up with dirty, contaminated fuel, well, you're going to have some serious engine trouble.
So what does this fuel we're talking about actually look like? Well, at work, all of us are constantly creating two basic types of data every single day. Let's break them down.
On one hand, you have what we call structured data. The easiest way to picture this is a perfectly organized filing cabinet. You know, things like your CRM lists, sales numbers in a spreadsheet, inventory data, all in neat little rows and columns. Machines absolutely love this stuff. But then you've got unstructured data. And this is more like a messy, chaotic room. But it's where all the good stuff is. We're talking emails, PDFs, chat messages, all those meeting transcripts.
And get this, that messy room of unstructured data, it makes up a whopping 80 to 90% of all the information inside a company. That's huge. And the real power of modern AI is its incredible ability to finally make sense of all that glorious chaos.
Okay, but what happens when that fuel, that data, is dirty? This is where the AI engine really starts to sputter and backfire. And the problems this causes at work, they can be really bad, really fast.
Let's just run through a few quick scenarios. First up, flawed predictions. Your AI takes a look at your sales data and says, hey, this customer is totally ready to buy again. But in reality, that customer churned 6 months ago and no one updated the CRM. The data was old and now your team is chasing a ghost.
Or how about this one? Compliance nightmares. Your company's internal chatbot gets fed an old HR policy document by mistake. An employee asks a really important question about benefits, and the AI confidently gives them advice based on last year's rules. That's not just a little oopsie, that's a massive legal risk waiting to happen.
Here's another classic. Your team has a super important meeting, but the recording quality is just awful. Crackles, background noise, you name it. The AI tries to create a summary, but the transcript is full of errors, and it completely misses the key decisions and action items. You've heard the saying, right? Garbage in, garbage out.
And finally, we have missed opportunities. This one's a little sneakier. Let's say your customer feedback data is incomplete. The AI scans it and tells you, hey, customer sentiment is looking great. But it's totally missing the subtle hints of frustration because the data's just not all there. You're basically flying blind until a bunch of customers leave.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty bad, right? But here is the really good news. You are not just some helpless passenger in this car. When it comes to how well your AI performs, you are the mechanic. You are in control.
Seriously, if you remember one thing from this, let it be this. You are the data creator. Every single email you send, every document you name, every little update you make in the CRM, or forget to make, it all becomes the fuel, the training data for your company's AI. Your habits directly shape the AI's habits.
So if we had to boil this whole thing down to a simple formula, this is it. The performance of any AI is basically the quality of its data multiplied by the clarity of its context. It's that simple. You give it clear, high-quality data, you get clear, high-quality answers.
So how do we actually do this? Well, it all comes down to something we call data hygiene. This is your toolkit, and it's not complicated stuff. We're talking about simple habits, like keeping your data up to date, getting rid of duplicate files, and using clear, consistent names. I mean, think about it. A file named invoice_Q4_2024 is a million times more useful to an AI than a file named final_latest_invoice_use_this_doc.
Now, I know this might all sound a bit theoretical, so let's look at a real-world company that really put this idea of high-quality fuel into their AI engine and got some absolutely amazing results.
So let's talk about Pfizer. They had a massive problem. Their clinical trials were incredibly slow and expensive. A big reason why was because it was almost impossible to predict things like how many patients would enroll or which testing sites would actually be the most effective. It was a huge bottleneck.
So what did they do? They built predictive AI models. But here's the key. They fed them incredibly clean, high-quality structured data. We're talking historical trial results, patient demographics, site performance metrics, the whole 9 yards. It was the absolute definition of premium fuel.
And the results? They were a total game changer. By using that clean data, their AI could suddenly predict with amazing accuracy which sites would recruit patients the fastest and where problems were likely to pop up. And the bottom line? They drastically reduced trial delays, which means getting life-saving drugs to the people who need them way faster.
So now the question comes right back to you. I want you to think about your own job, your own team. Can you identify just one place where the data is, well, a bit of a mess? Is it that shared drive that nobody wants to touch? Is it the company's CRM? Maybe it's just the chaotic way your team names project folders.
And here's the last thing I'll leave you with. You don't have to fix everything at once. What is just one small thing you can do this week to start cleaning it up? Because every clean file, every updated customer record, that's another drop of high-quality fuel for your AI engine. And that's how you, the mechanic, get the job done. Thanks for tuning in.